Hey there guys, welcome back to Anthony Vlogs, where Anthony vlogs. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably know what this video is about, because I just finished watching, literally just got home, just got finished seeing Wonder Woman. Yeah, I know, it's been out since June. It's been out like 2 months, and I saw that on my day off, there was a 12 o'clock showing. I had a gift card, it was something to do, why not? Considering that the movie is coming out, I think, September for like DVD and Blu-ray home release. I figured, I'm gonna see it on the big screen. It'll be cheap. I'm not gonna wait a month to do it. Fine. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see what all the hubbubaloo is out. Now, once again, if you followed me on Twitter, you saw that I got to live tweet the event. I sat in the back row. I turned my brightness down, made sure I wasn't, near anybody, and stop people from coming near me, but whatever. Anyways, I decided to share my live experience of the film with you, the people. And I mean, to start off, it's fine. It's not a bad movie. It's fine, whatever. It's not a movie for me. I didn't really like it. I thought it was okay. There's things that I do like, but overall, I did not like the film. I guess let's just go down some things that I did like, and then we'll get into the nasty stuff. So things I did like. I really like Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. When when Steve Trevor and Diana first meet on the island, not when they first meet, because she's just like confused all the time. Oh my goodness. There's the whole sequence where like a woman gets shot, and she's just like, it's great. But like, there's a scene later where like he's in a hot tub, and like they have a conversation. I really like that scene. There's another scene where they have a conversation in like a boat. Pretty much anytime Diana and Steve are like talking, I honestly enjoyed them. But that's about it. I think. I don't know. I don't like Wonder Woman. When she's by herself doing her own thing, I don't dig it. It just wasn't for me personally. The action scenes weren't for me. There's a lot of slow-mo CGI people doing crazy moves, and it's just not what I'm into. So wasn't for me. There's a lot of this movie. It wasn't for me. Now, I think there are some problems with this film. I think that it tries to do a lot of stuff, and it feels like a lot of different movies, if you know what I'm saying. So obviously some parallels can be made with like specifically two Marvel films, Thor and Captain America. They're kind of, they're pretty face value. It's not like it's a straight up copy. There's little details here and there where you're like, oh, it reminds me of Thor. Like the fact that it's this mystical land, and the child of the leader, as wants to become something, and there's like shots of scenes of young Diana, very similar to young Thor, and we start off in their world, and we see what they can do, and all that kind of stuff, and she's kind of unaware of the world around her because she's only been in this one realm, much like Thor. We have the coffee and breakfast scene, and Thor, we have the ice cream scene in this. So I mean, there's things there, and of course there's a lot of not references, but similarities between this and Captain America's First Avenger. There's the dancing between the loved ones. It even ends with a man named Steve trying to fly a plane out of danger in order to make sure the bombs don't hit a major city, which we were introduced to earlier in the film. So, like I said, I'm not saying it's like, it's just the Thor, Captain America First Avenger, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not it. There's just like little details here and there. It's like, oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. There's other things about this movie that feel very old school. I don't know. It felt like a 90s movie at times. Just dialogue and interactions. A lot of the stuff, like when she first gets to London, and she's trying on the dresses, and then there's the bit with the revolving door. Like, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. And that felt genuine. But I don't know. The rest of it I just didn't care for. I didn't really like the villains. At the end we sort of had this moment where we're supposed to believe, like, oh, the villain, Dr. Poison, she wasn't really a bad person. She was, scarred by man, and now she's a bad guy. It's like, yeah, but you've done the most damage out of anyone. And it's super bizarre to me that whatever the guy's name was, the German striker, he gets killed because, spoiler alert, he gets killed because Wonder Woman thinks he's Ares. And it's like, oh, well, that man's dead. Like, he's not an innocent man, but he is not, like, the man. I guess he's not at fault because, well, he is at fault because that's like Ares' whole point is that I don't just do the bad thing. I just give them the idea and they do the bad thing. So I don't. It's weird that she has this whole character arc at the very end, and I don't get it. It seemed odd to me, like maybe that should have occurred to her before she killed a man. That she went after him. Like that was a murder. It's not like it's self defense. She went after him thinking that would end the war, and it didn't. I don't know. I wish there was a bit more on the fact that once again spoilers. Lupin turns out to be Ares. I wish there was more of a commentary on that, because it's like, oh, you would think that the evil German bad guy is the bad guy, but like he's not the bad guy, and the guy in England is the bad guy. And I wish there was some sort of commentary on of course he's not Ares. He developed a weapon to end the war, and why would I want to end the war when I'm the god of war or something? And the fact that he was portraying as the good guys, and that was another thing I had a problem with. There's a lot of commentary on, I guess, women and their place, but also mankind and war and why we choose to do what we do. But then there's also a scene of like where the bad guys throw some poisonous gas in a room and they go hee hee, and it's like, what am I watching right now? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I didn't care for their Howling Commandos. I didn't care for any of the characters really, except for Steve Trevor, and I didn't care for Diana unless she was in scenes with Steve Trevor, because I felt like she felt more natural. And others, I didn't care for anything else. I guess one more positive is that the scene where she comes out of the trenches and is like, that was pretty cool. I like that. That was neat. But once she gets in the town in slow-mo, like, I didn't care for that part. So I think that's it. Yeah. If I could change anything in this film, I would change it so whenever she kills Ares and the sun comes out, I would put in the Sublime song, I've Seen Better Days. Like, wouldn't that be great? Like, the sun comes out and everyone's waking up and she's like, and then like we kind of pull out and it's like, I've seen better days, I've been snarled in many plays, I've seen better days, doo 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 doo. That would be a great way to end the movie. Instead we get this really ugly shot of like, it looks weird. I don't get it at all. Whatever. I don't know if this is a better film than Man of Steel, honestly, because Man of Steel kind of feels like that's Zack Snyder's vision and he got exactly what he wanted. This kind of feels like Patty Jenkins made a movie in the Zack Snyder world, if you know what I mean. But this movie isn't bad. It's not a bad film. Kirk said this at one point, that Wonder Woman is better than Spider-Man Homecoming, and I would agree, but that's only because Spider-Man Homecoming is bland and dull and it's gross. This at least feels like a movie and not a bad movie. I just didn't like it. That was the main thing. It's definitely better than Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. That being said, I think I'd rather watch Batman v Superman over this, just because Batman v Superman has so much going on that it's like you can laugh at it. I didn't find myself laughing that much at Wonder Woman. I did laugh though. There were some moments where I laughed. Maybe if I ever do a commentary track with Frank, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, guys. This has gone on for too long, so I will see you guys later. Tell me what you thought of Wonder Woman down below, or not. Who cares? It's just movies. Who cares? Not me.